Hey everyone, it's me, Alex Axe, also known as Alex Wells, and it's Black Friday, if Black Friday is a thing you do, otherwise it's Friday, November 24th, and as you can see, I decided to record a vlog while I was out on a walk. Unfortunately, the internet at my parents' house is like super slow, like the upload speed is less than 1 meg, and I just cannot upload anything, and sorry for the differential light, because I'm wearing a hat, because woo, the day star. Anyway, you can see there's some adorable horses back there, like little tiny horsies. And so I guess I'll just upload this when I get home and you guys will get a whole bunch of vlogs at once because it's just me talking about the shit in my life. So anyway, Thanksgiving yesterday was great. I had way too much to drink and miraculously I am not hungover today, which is probably more than I deserve. And I got my mom hooked on the Great British Bake Off, so that is like basically mission accomplished for this vacation, because I knew that she would like it, because I mean, what's not to love about adorable British people baking things and being nice to each other? And I was totally right, so go me. And actually, my bestie Mike, like, I was watching him watch it and he was just like smiling the whole time. I don't think I've ever seen him enjoy a TV show that much, because it's just... So if you have not watched the Great British Bake Off, it's not like it's a new thing, and it's on Netflix, 4 seasons of it, which is not all of it, as the Great British Baking Show. And it's a baking competition in the UK where, unlike like every other baking competition show I've ever seen, there isn't actually a monetary prize. As far as I know, you just get like, that's a noisy truck. As far as I know, you just get like a fancy cake plate or something, like, and pride, and then if you can sort of use the fame that you got from being on the show to do other things, like, some of the winners have done cookbooks, and one of them is hosting other shows and stuff like that. I mean, cool, but I think maybe it's because the competition itself is just like kind of for pride and learning and all that. Maybe that's, well, and plus everyone involved is British, which means at the very least they're not aggressively asshole-ish like Americans tend to be. Like, everyone is just nice. So it's like you just watch an hour of people baking really amazing looking stuff and being really nice to each other, and there is literally never a time when anyone's like, I didn't come here to make friends, because it's pretty obvious that everyone did come there to make friends, and it's just like makes my heart happy, and I love it. And if you need a happy show, watch the Great British Bake Off. It's great. So anyway, got my mom hooked on that, and I'm going to try to also get her hooked on, yeah, there's a power pole in the background, sorry. I'm also going to try to get her hooked on The Good Place, because I've now watched the first season of that and got to the holy shit twist, and I'm starting on the second season with my housemate, so obviously I'm not going to be watching any until I get home because my housemate is not here with me. But that show is a hell of a lot of fun if you... Like, I don't normally like sitcoms because it's a half-hour comedy show, and I love this, and Chidi is a treasure, and I just adore the characters, and they're great. So that's another one I'll recommend. Apparently I'm going to talk about TV today. I'm going to try... I want to watch Godless just because I'm interested in the concept of... Well, I like Westerns in general, and it looks very much like a sort of modern deconstructed Western where it's not... the whole like good versus evil, white hat versus black hat, which I find very interesting. And I don't know, like, initially I saw the trailer and it was like, oh, it's about like a town in the Wild West that's populated entirely by women, but then I saw the most recent trailer and it's like all about like a dude, and there's nothing about, oh, here's this town of nothing but women. So I don't know what's going on with it, but I'm gonna at least give it a try, and I guess I'll probably put my reactions to it maybe up on Patreon or something. We'll see. But, that's kind of like the TV situation. Hopefully the wind is not interfering with the audio too bad. We'll see if I end up having to record this or if you just get a vlog with shitty audio. And then, I mean, for the rest of this, like the next 5 days, I'm just going to be hanging out at my parents' house and kind of having a vacation and trying to finish my rough draft, because I think I can do it. I just need to like get some writing time, which is not the easiest when your parents are like, we haven't seen you in forever and we want to hang out, and you're like, that's great, but I can't hang out and write. And I said, I guess I'm just going to work on my crochet project, so go me. And actually, the other thing I want to talk about just really briefly is there's been yet another like explosion of publishing dumbassery on Twitter, mostly around this like tiny troll publishing house being like, oh, I don't want agent and submissions with, like, I don't give a shit about them, but basically if you ever see a publisher being like, I don't want to ever talk to an agent, just run, don't walk away, because they're basically saying, I don't want to talk to anyone who actually has a fucking clue how to deal with publishing contracts and will know if I'm blowing smoke up their ass when I'm, laying out my marketing plan or whatever. So, and there's been another round of, well, we don't need agents and and I'm not going to say that you absolutely have to have an agent to succeed, but I busted my ass for years to get an agent for a very specific reason, which is I am not the kind of person that's going to be able to do well in self-publishing or small press. Like, I can't do my own marketing. I'm not that great at navigating the system, and I have so much other shit going on that the thought of having to manage all that stuff myself was like, I can't do this and write. So that's why getting an agent was important to me. Plus, if you do want to aim for a bigger publisher, you basically need an agent, because there are all these people who don't even take unagented submissions. But that's beyond that. Like, an agent, is there as your number one advocate. Even if you're going to pay a lawyer to look at contracts, they're not going to have the same interaction. Like, they'll be able to legalistically help you, but they're not going to have knowledge of how the publishing system works. They're not going to know how to argue with, oh, I want the book will be better if it's marketed this way or that, or, it'd be better if we slotted it into this genre, or they're not going to be able to go after international deals as effectively because what they do is different. But I love my agent so much. Dong Wansong is just amazing, and obviously we get along on a friendship level extremely well, considering I play video games with him all the time, which is not a thing that started until, it was like, oh, you play Destiny? I play Destiny. Cool, let's play Destiny together, after he was already my agent. So it wasn't the other way around. But the biggest thing an agent does for you is they think long term, because even on a purely financial aspect, and the thing is, if you get a good agent, it is someone who believes in your work and believes in what you're doing and finds what you're doing interesting, so they want to see you develop in that way as an artist. But they also want to see your career develop. And because, frankly, when you come down to just a financial thing, if your career develops and you really take off and you've got, a great backlist and money coming in, they get a percentage of that. So it's their money too. So they want to just see you go places. And most of the time I feel like Dongwon has a better idea of what to do with my career than I do, because I'm just I don't know, I want to fucking write some books and stuff. And he's got a much, especially because he's not in the middle of, ooh, my art, I need to write, and he has a much clearer view of, okay, well, can you step away from this one thing and try to work to write something in a slightly different genre that I also know that you are interested in, so you can start having more of a diverse presence and stuff like that. So your age, and also, I mean, your agent is there to go after the money. If a publisher isn't paying you money, the agent's gonna fucking go after the money, because it's their money too, a little percentage of it. And frankly, the amount of money that I pay to him in percent is more than compensated for by the amount of extra money that he gets for me. And he was, he had the idea about, here, write some posts for Tor.com, here's the person to contact, let's get that going just so you have more of a presence. So it's basically an agent is not just there to negotiate contracts for you, that is their number one most important function, and why I've even heard some agents say even if they're not going to pick you up as a client, if you get offered a contract, still contact an agent and be like, hey, will you at least look this over for me? And you don't have to take me on permanently, but I need someone to look at this. But they're there to be your advocate and your career planner, and occasionally your therapist when they're petting your hair and telling you're pretty, or telling you need to suck it up and get your shit together, which both are equally valuable depending on the time. But they're this very important presence. You have someone that you can always contact and say, okay, let me pitch this to you. do you think that this is an idea that could work? Can you make this work? Should we pursue this? Like, they're a partner in your career, which is just invaluable as far as I'm concerned, because like I said, I am not the kind of person that can go it alone. So there's like a little, if you want an agent, this is what they do, or consider it, or just don't shit all over them. And like, you know, I'm so tired of this, I'm a rugged individualist and I don't need no agent, and anyone who does is like, you know, you're gonna lose all this money. Like, go fuck yourself, man. Anyway, that's what I gotta say. Apparently it's a little rant, and I hope you have as beautiful and sunny of a Friday as I'm having in beautiful Boise, Idaho. And I will talk to you later. If this was helpful or entertaining, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye!